doggy. Hello, boys. Hello, kitten. Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jen. Today I'm going to be doing a one magazine challenge page in my Ideas Art Journal. And if this is your first time tuning in to one of my one magazine challenges, what I do is I take one magazine, I flip through it, and then I make a page using only images from that magazine. And this magazine I actually flipped through and did a harvest video with it, and I'll go ahead and link that in the iCard as well as down below if you want to check that out and watch me flip through and ramble and go on. So now I'm going to start with my background. So I'm going through all these images that I had saved, or all these pages, and I'm tearing out just the part that I think I might use, so that when I go to put it on the page, I don't have all that extra stuff going on. And I had already sorted these out by my categories, so I'm just going through and kind of refreshing my mind and seeing what we got. And let the tearing and the placing and the gluing begin. I just like to, rip them up, glue them down, make some type of foundation for the page, background, just with different colors and textures. And when I was going through all my pages, I made piles of colors and textures that I thought went well together. And honestly, y'all, this magazine was pretty slim pickings when it came to background images. So it made it both easier and harder, because I had to get real creative with some of the images that I'm using. Like you'll see here, I literally took the text in the back of the magazine where it's like the index of all the products shown, and y'all know, with the little bitty print and stuff in the back. And I actually decided to use that for the center of the page there. And I just cut a straight line in that text because I prefer not to have images overlap the spine when I can help it, because it just adds more bulk to the book in my experience. So I'm just going through and just putting things together as I see fit, and just hoping and praying that I have enough images. I remember when I harvested this one, I thought, oh Lord, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. And I also really like it when those colors start coming in, like these rich purples and that little bit of gold, and just digging it, just having fun with it. Like I always say, it ain't that serious. It's supposed to be fun. It's a hobby. It's something you do to take away from all that stressful nonsense you got to deal with, right? Just sitting down, chilling with my journal. And I decided to go ahead and take that over to the other side of the page, and I had to recut it because I can't cut a straight line to save my life. So I had to recut that so it wouldn't look like a dog's leg when I put it on there. But I actually really dug how that turned out. I might have to use more words in the future like that. I kind of like it. And now I'm just kind of placing it around. I found this cool city skyline there that was on a Chevy ad that I was just digging. I love that whole sunset and skyline. And I cut it to fit the spine real sophisticated like. I made a little groove with my fingernail, and then I cut it in half. I also decided to use that glass from a perfume bottle, and then I found these roses from a Pantene ad. And I also found I had another page of that Chevy ad, so I'm going to go ahead and add that skyline to the bottom of the page as well, so that it's kind of mirrored in a way, or not really mirrored because it's not like flopped over, but you know what I mean. I really like that on the top and the bottom of that page. I just like the effect that it gave. This turns out to be one of my favorite backgrounds I've done in a while. I really like it. I'm slowly easing back into journaling after having a crazy first half of this year where I didn't have any time to journal, and I'm liking it. I'm getting more confident in it and just playing around and having fun. Now, this makeup ad just caught my eye, and I was debating on if I wanted to put it on there, if I didn't want to put it on there. I'm like, this don't make sense, but it's telling me to put it on there and what have you. So I just decided to cut it out and lay it on there and see what happens. And plus, y'all can see I got the top of it wet there. Don't judge me. I was drinking some cold brew. Don't judge me. And I decided to go ahead and put it on there. I really liked it in the middle of the page. So again, I made that crease and cut it for the spine there. And we're just going to glue those halves down. And then I'm going to blow on that wet part a little bit when I go to do that other piece before I glue it. Because if you try to glue wet magazine, honey, that is going to rip to pieces. So I blew on it and it worked pretty good. I think it eventually dried. We'll see as the page goes on. But I love that effect that it added, those like makeup palettes. So let's take a close-up look at that background. I just love it. I just love it. Like, I really love how the page turns out in the end. But honestly, I could have just kept this background. Like, I'm digging it. I want it as a poster. I really like it. So now we're on to the people, or our characters in the story. And y'all, I struggle with the background, but I really struggle with the people. So there wasn't that many people images either, especially ones that are the correct size that I would need for this page. A lot larger images I usually save to use in my painted pages or my more mixed media art journal pages. And for collage pages, I try to go for like the smaller or the medium size pictures. And y'all see me there. I actually picked up my Word stack, the pages I saved for words, just to see if I had more people. Because, I mean, it was slim pickings. And luckily, I found this girl. And this kind of was my first jump off point. And I was like, okay, she's one of my characters. In that blue, like, boho dress there. And she kind of started it off for me. And I'm like, okay, we're going to make something of this. Y'all ever just struggle on pages, you know? Sometimes it's just a struggle. It always works out in the end, but sometimes it's a little uncomfortable getting there. But we get there. And now I'm just trying to figure out what kind of characters I want on there. I know I want that girl, like I said, in the boho dress and the headband, and then the two girls on the lower left side, they are definitely there, but I'm just not feeling it. And so I really wanted that other girl, and luckily, as you can see there, I found an image that had her a little bit bigger, and it worked out a lot better, but I still wasn't feeling it. And then I thought maybe this girl in the red hat went there, but I wasn't feeling it. And I'm going back through the pictures like, please let somebody jump out to me. Please. We'll try this watch here. Let's see if that works. I got that girl from I think a Tresemme ad, and her vibe just didn't really go with the page. So now I'm moving them around like maybe I can just get away with these 4 girls here, but it just didn't feel right. And then finally, I come across on the back of this, there is a Dyson hair dryer ad, and it's got these 3 girls on it in like bubbles in black and white on the ad, and they were perfect. So always look on the front and back of all your pages if you're struggling. There's just that gem waiting there. And I tried to tear off as much of the like blow dryer as I could. And the girls just, they were perfect. Like, and they're even, like, you see my hands there, I'm like, yes. And they're even facing really nice ways. Like, one's looking forward, one's tilted one way, one's tilted the other way, and it's just perfect. And to line them up there, and I was just tickled to death because they fit. They're supposed to be on that page, and they fit. And so now I'm just over the moon. I'm going to glue these girls down because I need to move on. I need to move on. This was stressful a little bit. But we got there. Oh, we're going to get there, y'all. like I said in the last video, it's kind of like having to, I would say, hop back on the horse or learn how to ride a bike again, but I can't do either. But y'all know, get back in the habit of it. And I started having a lot of fun on the page. Like, the story hadn't come together for me yet, but I knew all these girls that I had the right characters here. They were made to be on the page. So, good deal. So let's go ahead here in just a second and we'll take a closer up look at their final glued down places here. And y'all can kind of show your own, or have your own opinion. You think I picked the right girls here? Think I did? I think I did. I like it. I'm so happy I found that Dyson ad. I'm still happy. Like, it's been a few days since I've done this page, and I'm still happy about it. But let's get into the words. So this first part here, this is when the story finally came together. It was like, bam, like right in my face. So I found this, I found words that said message in a bottle. And then I found this smaller version, you see me cutting there, of the perfume bottle that I had torn a larger version of up for the background. Those little pink textured glass that you see in the background. This is a smaller version of the bottle. And I just thought, message in a bottle, that is what it is. And I'm just going to put it across the bottle there, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So now I know that's the whole theme of this page, and the words I'm looking for, it's going to be the message that was in the bottle for each of these girls, if that makes sense. So it's like they each opened up the bottle, got their own message in there, their own kind of lesson, and that's the words around them, and that's what it's going to be. And just good, like, advice. And then these girls at the top right corner, you know, they're in black and white and everything, so they're going to be the ones who perhaps carried on or started these message in a bottle. And in my head, y'all know I like sci-fi fantasy type stuff, so in my head, of course, this bottle is not just an ordinary bottle, right? It's one, whoever opens it gets their own message. So while I'm gluing those down, I'll go ahead and read y'all the message that they got. So in the top left, it says, do good, breathe, make an exit. So this girl, I think, is just like, she needs to chill. She's not happy where she's at. She just needs to worry about doing good, taking a deep breath, and getting out. And then we have below her there, the two girls, find your groove, off the charts, which you'll see me gluing up there. And it's like they were looking to other people for inspiration, but they don't have to be like other people. They just need to use their own groove. And then in the top right, it says not your average girls, because they broke the cycle in a way. And the bottom, the girl in the dress, it says the most striking beauty is on display when we dance like no one is watching and love like we haven't been hurt, the dancing queen. So, and then we have the message in a bottle in the middle. I love it. It's just like their message they're passing down, and we'll expand on that a little bit more in the next section when y'all know I'm going to be breaking out some Sharpies, some doodling. It's very therapeutic to me. Like, sometimes I just go nuts on a page, like doodling, making shapes, throwing paint around, just because to me that whole process, and I even had videos when I first started my channel, just like mindless painting. I love it. This is truly art therapy for Jenn and with Jenn. And now I'm starting here. I'm just taking a silver marker, and I'm going around and highlighting that bottle. So I'm putting the marker down, and then I'm kind of pushing it out with my finger so it's not such a harsh line. And then I'm just going to go through and make some kind of like cursive writing, like doodles, which someone commented on one of my older videos, and apparently there's a term for this. I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to spell it. It's ASEMIC writing. It's when you do writing, but it's not meant to actually look like it says anything. It's just meant to look like writing. So I thought that was cool. I didn't know there was a word for that. And now we're bringing in old Sharpie, my trusty old Sharpie, and we're doing the same thing. And I'm just going around and really building this up, the texture on top of texture. And my thought was, so told you all about the mystical magical bottle that gives messages, right? So like if you're wanting, like you learn a lesson and you're wanting to pass that on to someone else, my whole thought is, number one, you're keeping it moving, and you're probably going to jot this down so fast that it's going to look kind of like chicken scratch a little bit. Or I know me, when I take notes and leave myself memos and things, oh my gosh, if I don't slow down, I don't even know what I wrote half the time when I come back and look at it. I don't. It's kind of crazy. So then while I was adding to these doodles, I actually decided to write on here. And what I'm writing at the top there that says, if we passed on our wisdom instead of our judgment, control, and scorn, and then you'll see me go to the bottom of the page in a minute, imagine how it could be then. So that was kind of the thought I was going for, and it just hit my head because, especially now, I mean, we're all on social media right now and everything, just how, not even before social media, I mean, Lord, I wasn't on social media until in like my mid-20s, even before social media, just everybody judging each other, and, you know, there's so much wisdom in the world, and there's so much things that we can teach each other, especially as women. You know, I'm a woman, so that's how my perspective comes from. And we could help each other so much. And, you know, just instead of just being so daggone judgmental and so crazy. I don't know. Not crazy, but you know what I mean. Like, it just seems crazy, and we're kind of in a system that tries to pit us against each other and tries to make us want to be better than each other because that profits the system more, which whole nother story, whole nother day. If you ever want to look into some cool marketing studies about that, I definitely recommend them. I don't know any specifically off the top of my head, but that's kind of the theme for this page. Like, these women at the top, they started this where they said, you know, we're going to pass down this wisdom so that when these women find this bottle and get their message, it's going to really propel them forward in what they're meant to do in their lives and their talents, and get them through to that next level, if that makes sense. I just love it. This journal is just turning into like a girl power journal, and I'm living for it. But here's the last look at the page. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.